Welcome back to the Gold News Channel. My name is Kerry Stevenson. Today, ASX code AGC, Australian Gold and Copper. And Glen Diemar is the managing director. These guys have only recently listed, and they're out in the Lachlan Fold Belt with 3 projects, which we're going to unpick and undiscover and discover and do all sorts of things. Glen, great to see you. Thanks for coming back from the field to have a chat with me today.
Pleasure, Kerry. Yeah, it's nice to be back home for a few days.
Yeah, because you have been out in the field and you've been getting results. So before we start, give our listeners an overview of who are Australian Gold and Copper. Where are you? What are you doing?
Thanks, Kerry. Yeah, Australian Gold and Copper, we listed in January this year. We were drilling within a week after we were drilling. After we listed. And we are a discovery-focused company focused in New South Wales for gold and copper. We demerged our projects out of 2 New South Wales-focused junior companies as well. So we've been active and we've had these licenses for a long time. And the beauty of these projects is they've been worked up. All that slow work was done, that methodical geological work that gets us excited, but may not get investors as excited. So that was all done pre-IPO. So we came out of the gate.
Sorry to interrupt you, Glen. Why does it get you so excited? Tell us why you're excited.
Feeding the exploration funnel, Kerry. It's about, you've got to whittle down lots of projects to get your best ones, and then you take them to market and allow the investor, the IPO, and the shareholders to really gain the biggest share uplift, which is done with the drill bit. And this year, our first year out of IPO, we've already drilled almost 7,000 meters of drilling on 5 different projects. And by the end of the year, we will have drilled near on 10,000 meters of exploration discovery focused drilling. And we're in a good district. So we're focused on the central Lachlan, where our sister company, Magmatic Resources, is a porphyry explorer. Peter Duerden, you talked to quite a bit, Kerry, from Magmatic Resources. So they're focused on the Lachlan porphyry story. We are focused on the central Lachlan, a bit further west, where the farms are bigger and the rainfall is less. And the big companies are out there: Glencore, Rio Tinto, Aurelia Metals, Aeris, and Peel. They've been making fantastic discoveries, and we are getting closer and closer. So that's why I've been in the field quite a bit over the last.
How do you know you're getting closer and closer as an investor, and as my audience are all? It's an investor audience, and they're looking. There's a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of noise out there. Why do you think you're getting closer? What are you finding?
Yeah, so we came at this with 5 drill-ready projects, and we've drilled 4 of them now. We're going to drill the 5th and 6th actually in November and January next year. But we've gotten closer at our Cargelligo project, which is a Cobar style project, and many investors will understand what that means: high grade copper plus base metals plus gold focus. So we've drilled 19 RC holes into what we think is our best one of those. We drilled another one recently as well and got some good results there, but we're focusing at the moment on Achilles, 3 kilometers long. It was only about 400 meters long when we started, but we've pushed it from soil sampling to 3 kilometers, 19 drill holes so far. Our best results are sort of 5 meters at 5% lead plus zinc with some copper in there as well. Best meter was sort of 10% lead plus zinc, 10.5% lead plus zinc, and 1.5% copper. And we have drilled further south of that. We've drilled under that and further south in our phase 2 drilling program. And we just announced a couple of weeks ago, 85 meters at 0.13% copper. So big, broad zones of anomalous copper, and that was under 2 drill holes, hole 13 and 14, both hit copper, increasing with depth. But the key to this as well is a little pathfinder element called bismuth. And bismuth,
Oh, yes.
especially in the Cobar Basin, if you've got bismuth in your system, you've got a copper system. The lead zinc systems don't typically have, or the lead zinc horizons don't typically have as much bismuth. We are screaming with bismuth as we get deeper and in and around that copper. And that really tells us that we're getting into the core of the system, getting closer to the heat source where we think those bigger copper bodies might be. So
how deep are you going at that? But when you're getting those, as you call, I love it, those screaming bismuth.
So our RC drilling got down to 300 meters, but our intercept started at 185-ish meters to about 260, and that, I mean, that was just that 85-meter zone. We had multiple zones with around that as well, but that was the broadest and best zone. Some higher grade stuff within that, but the bismuth is strengthening. So right now we're about 140 meters into a diamond hole that's sweeping underneath it, and it's a 150-meter step out. So we know we've got to come right underneath that and learn from the geology and learn if there's some nice big copper body in there. And that's drilled targeting not just geochemistry downhole, but also some geophysics. So there was an aerial EM survey done there. Yep. And we did do downhole EM on a number of these holes.
And by the way, for those that don't know, EM just is electromagnetic. It's just actually showing if there's, I guess it's a sort of if it's showing off the structure and the magnets, the magnets of the rock. Just to explain it to those people.
So investors will know that the light switch, for example, on the wall behind me there has got copper wires coming to it. Electricity runs along the copper. So we put electricity down the hole to see if anything electrifies. And we got a EM plate on the northern part of our anomaly. But we've still positioned the diamond drill hole underneath the 85 meters at 0.13%, because that's the best copper zone. So and we had a little window. We're drilling within a paddock, and there's a rocky outcrop within the paddock that we could get the drill rig onto without disturbing too much crop. So we're working in and around with our farmer to best position one hole.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that. What's access like? What are the landholders like? Are they amenable to you getting on site?
Yeah.
Any challenges there?
In the Central West, our two towns, Condobolin and Lake Cargelligo, the landowners it's like they're from heaven. They just want you to add value to their farm. It's really commendable. We've just sponsored the local football club as well, the Tullabajia Lake Cargelligo Rugby League club, and because we know that these clubs are just the centre of these towns, and they deserve support during when sporting is down on its knees at the moment. So it's a really good area, and we hope to be employing a lot of these young men
That's
and
exactly what I was going to say. I think you're very
so,
smart, because you're just turning around going, "Oh, these young fellas might like to go out on a drill rig."
Absolutely. So we've got air core and all sorts of things planned for this area once cropping comes off. So yeah.
Okay. Now you're also ladies and gentlemen, for those of you out there, Glen will be in person at the Australian Gold Conference in Sydney in February. So you can go and have a glass of wine with him and really drill down, excuse the pun, into what they're doing. But you're pretty excited about stuff. We're running out of time. Glen, what do you love, before I get into the 3 reasons investors need to take notes, what do you love about what you're doing, where you're doing it? Why does this area excite you?
It's a good question, Kerry. I've worked overseas. A lot of my team have worked overseas. We've worked in New South Wales and all across Australia as well. Yep. When you can get in your car here in in orange from the shared magmatic resources Australian Gold and Copper office.
Yep.
And be out at the drill rig within 2.5 to 3 hours. Speak to the landholder in English, call up the government in English, and make sure your tenure is okay. That is low sovereign risk. There is still amazing projects and discoveries here to be had. Aeris Resources, Constellation in our belt. Aurelia Metals have just been firing with Federation, Great Cobalt, Kronos. They've made so many amazing discoveries, and now Peel as well, just on our northern boundary. This morning announced 57 metres at 3.7% copper. And when your landowners are saying,
run
please
that
guys,
past me again. What was it? 57 metres?
57 metres at 3.7% copper. I mean, well done to Peel. And that just shows what is still in this belt. It's an amazing belt. It's an incredibly fertile belt. And that's why the major companies are there. They're like Rio Tinto and Glencore. So
he's excited.
It is. It's good. It's good.
Okay, well, we're running out of time. How I always finish my interviews, I want you to tell my investor audience out there 3 reasons why you think that Australian Gold and Copper is a good place for them to be investing at the moment. Sure,
Kerry. Like we've said, we're in the Lachlan Fold Belt. Majors all around us, and really significant discoveries. So that's number one. That we're in the great address that we're in. We've got Lake Cowal, 150 kilometres to our south. That's of a Moorefield project, which is our most advanced project, where we're going to be really drilling down in November on a 15-kilometre gold trend, drilling near gold intercepts, previous gold intercepts. So lots of gold news coming, but we're focusing right now on the copper news flow as well. So number 2, Kerry, is that we're getting closer to discovery, where you've got to explore by the drill bit, especially when there's 1 or 2 metres of sedimentary of cover, transported cover. Yeah. You've got to drill by the drill bit. So that brings me to my number 3. We're really helping the shareholder get value from pure exploration. We're not based in Sydney, we're based in Orange. Okay. It's cheaper, we're closer to our projects. This year, first year out of IPO, we're going to be drilling 10,000 metres of RC and diamond drilling in our first year. And that really shows that we're focused on spending our money in the ground. And many great entrepreneurs have said, stop talking about it, just go and drill it.
Absolutely right. Don't talk about it, do it. And you're also well funded. I think you've got about 7 mil in the bank. So he doesn't need to go back to you, ladies and gentlemen, and ask for funding. He's got it. He's out there. He's drilling. Great address, close to discovery. It's a really good story, really interesting, Glenn. You've got a lot going on. I can't wait to see you in February in Sydney at the Australian Gold Conference, because could be some more fantastic news coming up.
We'll have a lot of news flow between now and then, absolutely. So thank you, Kerry.
Thanks for joining me on the Gold News Channel today. Glenn, we'll speak to you soon.
All the best.
Cheers.